Hello and welcome back to Only Analog. Today's video is going to consist of me having a little film photography chat with you all. I wanted to do this video for a while now and just sort of talk about a few different things. So the video is going to be built up around a few different segments. I want to talk about why we shoot film in 2022. I want to talk about some gear and some film. I want to talk about having anxiety with photography and street photography in particular. So this video is going to be built into segments, and I'm going to leave some chapters below on which segment is which, so if you want to skip ahead to a certain piece, that's absolutely fine. So I'm going to start with anxiety and having anxiety while shooting. This is quite a big one for me. I feel recently we've been out and about, and this overwhelming anxiety comes over me, and it makes it very difficult for me to shoot. I feel like a lot of film photographers probably struggle with this, especially in street photography. I find that me and Tom really want to go out and shoot these street photography style videos, and I find I really struggle to sort of overcome that anxiety boundary where I can't just go up to strangers like a lot of photographers can and just snap. So it really sort of holds me back, and I want to talk about overcoming that. So in the next few videos, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set myself some tasks, and if we're out and about, I want to ask at least 1 or 2 strangers per video if I can take a photo of them. And this is quite a big one for me. I know obviously the worst case scenario is they turn around and say no, but for me it's quite a big stepping stone in what I want to be shooting. I really love taking portraits. Obviously it's a different situation when you've got a model for the day or you've got a friend that you can shoot with, but actually going up to interesting looking strangers and asking them to take a portrait is a really, really big thing for me. I think recently as well, it's really become a thing where me and Tom will be out shooting for the day, and I'll start the day really well, and then I'll sort of progress into this downward spiral of these thoughts and feelings that get the better of me, and it really affects the videos, and I know it affects how we're both feeling. I can feel Tom sort of, we bounce off each other a lot, and I think when I'm in that mood and I'm in that mindset of I don't want to take any more photos because this anxiety's got the better of me, it really does, become a struggle. I think this is something that I really need to work on now, for myself and obviously for my photography career, I suppose. This is something that I do want to do professionally at some point, and to be able to move forward with that, I think this is a boundary that I really need to break through. So it's quite a big thing for me to talk about as well. I think a lot of people struggle to open up about these things, and I've sort of wanted you guys to know, and I wanted to know if there's anyone else that feels the same, and obviously if they've got any advice. But yeah, as I said, I'm going to be working really hard on this. I'm going to be really pushing myself creatively and mentally to try and really push through and get these shots now. There's been so many moments where I've been out and about and I've seen a certain person that I think, oh, wow, they look really interesting and I'd love to take a photo, and I've just let them walk past, and I get home and I regret it. So, that's really something I'm going to be working on now in the videos, so definitely keep an eye out for that. And I also wanted to ask if there's anyone else out there that really struggles with their anxiety when they're out shooting, and there's ways they've used to overcome this, then drop a comment below and let me know, because I'll take any help on board at this point. So the next thing I want to cover is why we shoot film in 2022. In such a, digital world that we live in now, we quite often get asked out and about why we're still using film cameras, why we're not shooting digital. And there's a few reasons for that. For me personally, I don't like the whole slow it down. I mean, it's never slowed me down. It's in a world where there's such this digital delete culture where you can take a snap on your phone or your digital camera and you can take thousands of photos until you get the right one. I'm not really a fan of that. I like something tangible that you can have your hands on at the end of the day, and then obviously when you get your negatives back and you've got that result, that for me is just so much better than taking 1,000 photos on my phone or my camera or digital camera. I think the last time I actually used the digital camera to shoot photos was well over a year ago now. I think the other thing is using a film camera. It really helps you to progress in becoming a better photographer. For me personally, I take quite a long time over each of my shots. I'll line it up, and I'll quite often spend 5 minutes or so making sure everything's right. I've got, you know, my framing correct, my foreground, my background, any layers that I've got involved as well. I'll take my time to, you know, get that right. And I think that's something that we've lost along the way. It's very easy to just sort of bend down and take a photo and walk away without sort of observing your surroundings and finding the best composition that you possibly can out of that scenario with just the one film shot you've got, instead of having thousands of tries and then going home and sieving through to find the best one. For me as well, you know, film has its unique qualities. I find that a lot of the film stocks that I really like to use personally, aside from the videos, is something that I can't recreate with a digital camera. So, for example, the way the grain looks in Delta 400, for example, or the pastel colours of Portrait 400, I find you just can't replicate that with a digital camera, and that's, you know, that's a massive thing for me. I think colours and detail and grain, all of that film goodness that rolls in, just can't be replicated by a digital camera for me. And I think a lot of the time, obviously I shoot a lot of film away from our YouTube videos as well, and there's something special about film photography for me, I think, and you have a more emotional feel when you've got a film photography photo rather than a digital photo. It's, you know, you have a physical piece of that memory with you for the rest of your life. I mean, I know you can say that about digital photos as well. They quite often get lost in your hard drive, your phone, whatever. So having that negative and that piece of history that you want to remember is really special to me, and I think that's another reason why I still shoot film. So let's just have a quick chat about gear and film. I want to talk about some gear that I'm really enjoying using at the moment, and some film stocks that I really like as well. So in terms of gear, I'm absolutely in love with my Pentax 6.7 at the moment. That thing's coming up to Scotland with me today. I'm leaving about 7 PM today. So that's going to be coming with me. I literally can't put that thing down. Every time I go to, you know, shoot medium format, that is my go-to every single time. I've used a lot of medium format cameras now, and nothing has even come close to the 6.7 yet, so that seems to be my main go-to at the moment. I've also just got a Zenza Bronica ETRS from Tom, which I'm really enjoying using as well. I've just put a roll through that. I've got a new film back for it as well, so I'm sure you can look out for some videos in that in the coming weeks as well. In terms of 35mm, I've been flicking through all of my 35mm recently, and my Pentax MX has died. So that was my usual go-to, but I'm finding myself using the Canon AE1 a lot more at the moment as well. I think it's an absolutely solid camera. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the point and shoots as well at the moment. It sort of as more of a personal shoots that I'm doing, just sort of with friends or family. I think having a point and shoot on you really captures a lot of memories, and for me that's quite a big thing at the moment. In terms of film, I've been shooting a lot of black and white recently. I found myself sort of drifting away from colour a bit more. I've been shooting a lot of Delta 400 and Delta 3200. As you'll probably, if you've been watching, you know that I absolutely love Delta. I think it's an amazing emulsion. Delta 400 has been my go-to usually if I'm shooting black and white. I absolutely love Delta 3200. You know, this is one of the most versatile films on the market. It's got the widest exposure latitude for any black and white film stock, and I'm just obsessed at the moment in terms of black and white. I've been shooting a lot of T-Max as well, T-Max 400, which I've really been enjoying. But for me at the moment, Delta is just taking the cake. Colour as well, I've been toying with some experimental. Oh, actually, before we go into colour, I have been shooting some infrared as well recently. I've been really getting into you know, testing the boundaries of infrared film, and I've been shooting a few rolls before I decide to make a video. So definitely look out for that one as well. I'm sure that's going to be an interesting video coming up. A very stressful video, I probably will add. But yeah, in terms of colour, I've been really playing around with some experimental films as well recently. I've been looking at Red Scale, Metropolis. I've been getting some more Lomochrome purple in again. But there's something about colour film that I feel like I'm missing recently. I don't know if it's because I'm flitting between different film stocks. I've always really loved the warm tones of Ektar 100, and I think I've been using some Portra 160 and Portra 400 as well recently, and even though I absolutely love the pastel colours, it's always leaving me wanting a little bit more. So I don't know if it's because I've been playing around with different film stocks and I'm still finding what my preference is for colour again, or if it's just I'm having a sort of little lull with colour, and I'll come back to it and really appreciate it and enjoy it again after going to black and white for a bit. And I think that's a really good point as well to add in terms of shooting. I think going from black and white, or from colour to black and white again, if you're feeling sort of deflated a bit with your film photography and you need a new sort of avenue to sort of express your creative abilities with, I think going from colour to black and white for a while and seeing your shots in a whole new perspective in terms of contrast, lighting, everything, I think doing that and then going back to colour will just give you that breath of fresh air that you need to sort of free up your creative abilities a bit, and sort of just like reset your creative vision a little bit. I think it's really helped me in the past, and I think that's why again I'm going back to black and white for a little while before diving back into colour. So yeah, upcoming videos. So I know we've obviously been a little bit slow in terms of videos recently. Me and Tom have been working a lot recently. I've just got back from a work trip, so the videos have been a little bit slow, but we have got a lot lined up. I think Tom's got about 4 or 5 videos in the bank. I've got a few videos that I'm sitting on and working on at the moment, so there's going to be a lot coming. I'm actually going up to Scotland, as I said earlier, so I'm going to be shooting up there a little bit. We wanted to ask you guys what you want to see from us over the next few weeks or the rest of the year. I feel like even though we've built up this relationship with quite a lot of you, we really want to sort of know what you would like to see from us. Whether it's a film stock, a camera, if it's an outtakes video of all our silly moments, we'd really love to know. So if there's anything that you desperately want to see and you're watching this video and you're like, oh, I wish these guys would make this video, then just let us know. I mean, we'd love to accommodate any recommendations, so yeah, please do let us know, and we'll try our best to provide. I hope you've enjoyed our little chat. Yeah, again, let us know in the comments if there's anything you want to see, and we will catch you very, very soon with some hopefully amazing videos. So we'll catch you then. Peace.